Ever wondered who really shapes Kenya's wealth? These are the movers you rarely see but definitely feel in your everyday life. Stay with me, because the woman at the top of this list will flip everything you thought you knew about power in Kenya. 9. Esther Muchemi. Esther Muchemi is a straight-up boss whose journey from auditor to business mogul is seriously inspiring. She spent 16 years working as an auditor before deciding in 2000 to take a bold leap and open a small telecom shop on Koinange Street in Nairobi with just 800,000 Kenyan shillings. At the time, mobile phones were just starting to become popular, and Esther spotted the chance to ride the wave. That little shop became Samchi Telecom. And in 2001, she went all in to become an exclusive Safaricom dealer. She stopped selling other brands and focused entirely on Safaricom as it began to grow rapidly. The risk paid off big time, and she became the very first M-Pesa agent in Kenya, earning agent number 0001. From there, Esther's vision and determination pushed Samchi Group far beyond just phones. Today, the group includes more than 10 companies across different sectors. There is Samchi Credit, which offers microfinance services to help small businesses and individuals access loans. Samchi Heights handles real estate projects, while After 40 Hotel provides accommodation and hospitality services. The group also runs Elroy Plaza, a commercial property, and Heavenly Wings restaurant, which has become a local favorite. Space International offers virtual offices for businesses looking for flexible workspaces. By 2018, Samchi Group employed around 560 people, creating opportunities for many families. Her achievements were especially highlighted in 2009 and 2010 when Safaricom recognized Samchi Telecom as the top M-Pesa agent by transaction volume. Beyond her business success, Esther's leadership has earned her global recognition. She received the Global Inspirational Women Leadership Award in 2017 and was inducted into Amazon's 100 Global Women Leaders Hall of Fame, cementing her place as a role model for aspiring entrepreneurs everywhere. What started as a small phone and SIM card shop with just 800,000 Kenyan shillings grew into a full business empire because Esther took smart risks, worked incredibly hard, and kept her eyes on the future. Her story shows that even small beginnings can lead to massive success if you spot opportunities, stay focused, and refuse to give up. Next up on our list is a woman who turned beer into a money-making machine. 8. Tabitha Karanja. Ever heard the phrase breaking the mold? That is, Tabitha Karanja in action. She took on an industry that was largely dominated by international companies and turned it into an arena for Kenyan entrepreneurship. Alongside her husband, she founded Koroch Breweries, which became Kenya's first fully Kenyan-owned large-scale brewery. Her vision was not just to produce beer, but to create a brand that could compete with multinational corporations while supporting local talent and production. Tabitha began her business journey in the early 2000s with modest production. At the time, critics doubted that a locally owned brewery could compete with established foreign brands that controlled most of the market. She ignored the skepticism and focused on building operational capacity and market reach. By 2008, Koroche Breweries was producing commercial batches that quickly gained distribution across bars, stores, and supermarkets throughout Kenya. Brands such as Summit Lager and Black Ice became household names, recognized for both quality and accessibility. Tabitha Karanja's journey with Koroch is a perfect example of how vision, determination, and grit can transform a small enterprise into a major regional player. Today, her company employs over 400 staff and operates modern production facilities that are fully equipped to meet both domestic demand and export requirements. Koroch has grown far beyond the borders of Kenya, exporting beer to neighboring countries including Uganda, Tanzania, and Rwanda. This expansion has established the company as a strong competitor in the East African beverage market, showing that what started as a small operation can grow into a business with serious regional influence. The road to this success was not smooth. Building Koroch came with its fair share of challenges, from navigating complex regulatory environments to competing against well-established brands and overcoming initial skepticism from the market. Tabitha met these obstacles head-on, personally overseeing key areas of the business such as production, distribution, marketing, and finance. Her hands-on management ensured that operations remained efficient, costs were controlled, and quality standards stayed high. Every challenge became an opportunity to refine strategy, streamline processes, and strengthen the brand's reputation. Her ability to combine careful planning with active leadership has been central to Koroch's sustained growth, demonstrating not just business acumen, but also resilience and a commitment to excellence. Today, the company stands as a testament to what focused leadership and persistence can achieve. What distinguishes Tabitha is not only her commercial success, but her role as an inspiration to other entrepreneurs. She actively mentors young business owners and frequently speaks on leadership and enterprise development. By thriving in a male-dominated industry, she demonstrates that determination, planning, and skill can overcome barriers. Karoch Breweries has become more than a beer producer. It is a symbol of local innovation, resilience, and entrepreneurial ambition. Tabitha Karanja did not just build a brewery. She built a story of persistence, creativity, and strategic growth. Every production line, distribution route, and marketing campaign reflects her vision, hard work, and ability to turn a small idea into a market leader. Her journey underscores the potential of local businesses to compete with global brands when guided by dedication, knowledge, and innovation. And if you think her rise was impressive, our next queen built her fortune in a totally different way, and her story will blow your mind. 7. Jane Wangui Njuguna. Jane Wangui Njuguna is a financial mastermind whose wealth comes from sharp investments and knowing exactly when to make her move. She is best known for her stake in Equity Group Holdings and Britam, two of Kenya's biggest financial institutions. Jane co-founded Filimbi Ltd alongside Equity Bank founder Peter Munga, creating a platform that allowed her to grow her wealth steadily. Just her personal stake in Equity Group Holdings is valued at around $21.5 million, which proves she built her fortune with brains and strategy, not luck. Jane thrives in industries most people think are boring. Banking and insurance are not glamorous, yet Jane has mastered them, turning careful research and early moves into massive returns. It is proof that sometimes the real money is in places people overlook. Jane's approach is all about precision. She studies the market, invests in companies with strong growth potential, and stays hands-on enough to know what is happening without getting bogged down. This methodical strategy has helped modernize Kenya's financial landscape and cemented her status as one of the country's top women in business. She keeps a low profile, refusing the spotlight and letting her investments speak for themselves. But behind the scenes, Jane mentors young women, showing them that building wealth independently is possible if you think long-term and play smart. Her story is not just about money. It is about influence that moves quietly, yet leaves a huge mark. From dominating banking floors to shaping investment trends, Jane Wangui Njuguna has left fingerprints across Kenya's financial world. If you thought wealth had to be flashy to matter, she is proof otherwise. Her ability to spot opportunities early and act decisively makes her a standout figure among Kenya's richest women. But Kenya's women dominate even outside the financial world. So brace yourself, because this next woman quietly turned legal expertise and strategic investments into a fortune that commands attention and reshapes industries. Wait for it. 6. Jane Wanjiru Michuki. Jane Wanjiru Michuki's story is one of those powerful and almost surprising rises that make you lean in and listen. She grew up in Kenya, the heartbeat of East Africa, and her drive showed early. Her path began with law school, where she earned her Bachelor of Laws degree from the University of Nairobi. She followed it with a postgraduate diploma in legal practice from the Kenya School of Law, then traveled to the UK to complete her Master of Laws degree at Warwick University. By the time she entered the professional world in the 1970s, including an early role at the International Merchant Bank of Nigeria, she was already building the foundation for the influence she holds today. Over the next 40 years, Jane established herself as one of Kenya's most respected legal minds. She became an advocate of the High Court of Kenya and co-founded Kimani and Michuki Advocates, which grew into one of the country's top corporate law firms. The firm handled major commercial and financial transactions for leading institutions, especially Equity Group Holdings. One of her most important contributions came when she helped oversee the transformation of Equity Building Society into Equity Bank Kenya Limited. Her skill in contract negotiation, conveyancing, security perfection, civil litigation, and international financial agreements earned her a reputation for clarity, steadiness, and deep corporate insight. But Jane's story is not only about law, it is also about investment. She is widely known as the largest female stockholder. Her direct stake in Britam stands at about 7.1%, valued at roughly 1.3 billion Kenyan shillings or around $9.4 million. And earlier, she held a 9.5% stake through an investment company valued at more than 5.4 billion Kenyan shillings, which was close to $52 million at the time. She also owns shares in Equity Group Holdings, although the exact figure is not publicly confirmed. Outside the world of business, she has taken on leadership roles in institutions such as the National Construction Authority and worked with organizations that support women in law and development. Jane Wanjiru Michuki stands today not only as one of Kenya's wealthiest women, but also as a symbol of discipline, strategic thinking, and a lifetime of building quietly and consistently toward greatness. But all her influence is nowhere near the next woman whose wealth literally sneaks up on you. 5. Amarjit Patel. Amarjit Patel's story is one you hear and think she is probably just another investor in Kenya. Then you look closer and realize you are looking at a woman who is worth around $40 million, and she did it without chasing fame or trying to be everywhere. She built her wealth quietly, calmly, and with serious strategy. If you are trying to understand how real power works, Amarjit is a perfect example. She is not loud, but she moves entire industries. Now here is the interesting thing. Not much is known about her personal life because she likes to keep things private. What we do know is that her husband, Vallabhbhai Patel, is also a major investor in Kenya. Their son, Rohan Patel, is already stepping into the business world, especially in real estate. So yes, it is a family that understands money and how to grow it. But Amarjit stands out because she made her own bold moves. One of her biggest wins is through Akshaya Investment Holdings. Through that company, she controls about 49.9% of Carbacid Investments. Carbacid is the company that makes food-grade carbon dioxide used by almost every big beverage company in Kenya. That means if someone opens a soda, Amarjit probably made money from it. She also has a major presence in the banking world with shares in Cooperative Bank of Kenya, worth around $11.57 million. On top of that, she owns important stakes in companies like Williamson Tea, Bamburi Cement, and Sanlam Kenya, where her family controls about 20.7%. But she did not stop at stocks. Amarjit helped build the Sankara Hotel in Westlands, Nairobi, one of the most famous luxury hotels in the city. She also founded Transworld Safaris Limited, a tour company that has been running for more than 30 years. Tourism, real estate, manufacturing, banking, hospitality. She spreads her investments so widely that one industry alone can never shake her. What makes Amarjit so cool is that she proves you do not need to be loud to be successful. She is one of Kenya's top 25 women billionaires, and she did it by being patient, smart, and focused. If you ever needed a reminder that quiet people can build the biggest empires, Amarjit Patel is that reminder. Now, away from quiet wealth, let's shift focus to another woman who built a fortune from making something you can't do without every day. 4. Leah Wanjiku Muguku. So one minute you are a regular teacher standing in front of a dusty chalkboard, and a few years later you are waking up as one of the richest women in Kenya. That is exactly the real-life story of Leah Wanjiku Muguku. She went from marking books in a small classroom to building a business empire, and she did it with patience, courage, and a dream that refused to stay small. Her journey shows that big things often start with tiny steps, and that determination can turn the simplest beginnings into something extraordinary. Leah began her career as a teacher at Kaga Primary School in Githunguri in Kiambu County. She had a normal life, a normal job, and probably normal dreams until everything changed. While teaching, she met her future husband Nelson Muguku, who was a college lecturer at the time. They shared a vision that might have looked small to the world in the beginning, but it had the potential to grow into something massive. In 1963, Leah made the bold decision to leave teaching and join Nelson in building a business. And this business did not start with millions. It started with just 2,000 Kenyan shillings, 2 hens, and 1 cock. That was the entire beginning of what would later become a huge poultry empire. 2 years later, in 1965, they bought a 2-acre farm called Star Lated. They installed a 9,000-egg incubator and renamed the business Muguku Poultry Farm. Slowly but surely, the farm grew. It grew so much that it started attracting high-profile customers. People like Sir Malcolm MacDonald and even President Jomo Kenyatta ordered chicks from them. From that tiny beginning, the business eventually reached a point where it produced 500,000 chicks every single day. Imagine 500,000 chicks in one day. That is mind-blowing and shows how far consistent effort can take you. When her husband passed away in 2010, Leah took over all operations. Instead of slowing down, she pushed the business further and expanded into real estate. One of her biggest projects is the Waterfront Mall in Karen, Nairobi. It is a luxury shopping complex worth about $23.2 million, or roughly 3 billion Kenyan shillings. The mall even has a 3-acre artificial lake and a beautifully landscaped lakefront. If you have ever been there, you know it feels like stepping into another world. Today, Leah Wanjiku Muguku stands proudly as one of Kenya's 23 women billionaires. She earned every bit of it through hard work, patience, and vision. She went from holding chalk in a classroom to running an empire that not only shapes the poultry industry, but also moves real estate and investment in Kenya. Her story is a reminder that no matter how small you start, a determined mind can build something massive. And speaking of industries that shape everyday life, our next rich woman transformed empty plots and forgotten houses into giant estates across Kenya. 3. Mary Ann Musangi. Unlike Leah, not every billionaire builds their fortune from scratch. Some are born into legacies that already carry enormous weight. and their challenge is not to create something from nothing, but to take what exists and make it even greater. Marianne Musangi is one of those rare people who inherited a powerful empire and still managed to elevate it with her own ideas, her own discipline, and her own strategic mind. She stepped into a world shaped by her father, the late Chris Kirubi, one of Kenya's most influential business figures. Instead of standing in his shadow, she found a way to expand the vision he left behind and turn it into something that feels both familiar and completely new. Today, Marianne oversees an industrial and investment empire that touches some of the biggest names in Kenya. Her influence runs through Centum Investment Company, Hako Industries, and Kenya Commercial Bank Group. These are not small companies. They shape entire markets, employ thousands of people, and contribute to the direction of Kenya's economy. Her family's holdings in these companies give her significant ownership and real decision-making power. But what makes Marianne truly impressive is her hands-on approach. She is not a symbolic leader. She is inside the operations, inside the decision rooms, and inside the long-term planning that guides the future of every business she manages. Her father was known for his sharp instincts and bold investment moves. Marianne has inherited that same strategic spirit, but with a modern touch. She respects the idea of a diversified portfolio, keeping the businesses profitable while scouting new opportunities that match today's economic realities. Her reach extends across manufacturing, finance, real estate, and consumer goods. This blend shows her ability to honor the foundation she inherited while carefully steering it into the future. One of her strongest qualities is her understanding that wealth is not just about numbers. For her, wealth is an influence. It is job creation. It is the power to shape industries and participate in the growth of an entire nation. She chooses investments that make financial sense, but also hold long-term social value. This balance is what keeps the empire stable while still pushing it forward. Her presence at Centum Investment Company has driven major real estate developments, some of which have become landmarks that define the Nairobi skyline. She supports mixed-use projects, retail spaces, and large commercial properties that attract investors from around the world. At Hako Industries, she continues to innovate so the company stays competitive in both local and regional markets. Through her influence at Kenya Commercial Bank Group, she supports strong governance and steady expansion. Every decision she makes shapes multiple industries at once, proving that her leadership is not inherited but earned. And if Marianne knows how to grow a legacy, the next woman knows how to multiply one, with nothing but real estate and unbelievable numbers. 2. Zarin Merali. Zarin Merali is the type of businesswoman who takes inherited opportunities and turns them into something massive. She came into the business world through her late husband, Naushad Merali, a titan who founded the Samir Group, one of Kenya's oldest and most respected conglomerates. After his passing in 2019, Zarin stepped up, took control of the family businesses, and has been quietly expanding them ever since. Samir Group has deep roots in Kenya's industrial and agricultural sectors. The company runs Samir Africa, a tire manufacturing company producing tires for vehicles all across East Africa. That alone is a multi-million-dollar operation supplying both private and commercial fleets. But Zarin didn't stop at the tires. She also owns shares in Sasini Tea, one of Kenya's largest tea growers and processors. Sasini is not just a business. It is a pillar of Kenya's export economy, employing thousands of farmers and factory workers. Sasini has expanded its product lines and increased efficiency, making the company a reliable source of revenue and jobs. And then there is her investment portfolio, which is carefully diversified. She actively participates in strategic decisions that impact banking operations, lending, and financial growth in the region. This combination of industrial, agricultural, and financial holdings gives her a reach that is felt across multiple sectors of Kenya's economy. What makes Zarin particularly impressive is how she manages all this. She is not just preserving a legacy, she is growing it. After taking the reins of Samir Group, she implemented modern management practices, invested in technology, and optimized operations across all subsidiaries. These moves have boosted revenue streams and strengthened the long-term stability of the group. Employees notice the difference, with better systems, clear leadership, and opportunities to grow within the company. Zarin also proves that leadership is about vision. She took over in a time when managing a large conglomerate could feel overwhelming, yet she made decisions that solidified Samir Group's position in Kenya's top business circles. Her impact is tangible: more efficient factories, larger tea harvests, and stronger banking influence. She is showing a generation of women that inherited wealth does not mean passivity. It can be a launchpad for strategic growth and lasting impact. Zarin Merali is a master at balancing legacy and innovation. She respects the foundations built by her husband, but is unafraid to steer the company into new directions. Her ability to do this quietly, efficiently, and successfully is what sets her apart from many business leaders in Kenya. From industries that feed and employ thousands, our final lady's influence will leave you speechless. Her influence is etched into the nation's story itself. 1. Mama Ngina Kenyatta. When you talk about wealth in Kenya, Mama Ngina Kenyatta is a name that comes up instantly. She is far more than the former First Lady. She is the matriarch of one of the country's most powerful business families, and her reach extends across multiple sectors of Kenya's economy. Her fortune is estimated at around $1 billion, but some analysts suggest it could be significantly higher when including private holdings, undeclared real estate, and other investments that are not publicly documented. Her business portfolio is highly diversified. She owns a 13.2% stake in NCBA Group, one of Kenya's largest banks. This stake gives her strategic influence over lending, savings, and investment decisions affecting millions of Kenyans. NCBA's operations span retail, corporate, and investment banking, meaning her position contributes to shaping financial access, credit distribution, and business growth across the country. Mama Ngina also controls Brookside Dairy, the largest milk processor in Kenya, responsible for processing more than 60% of the nation's milk supply. This is not simply a statistic. It reflects the scale of her influence on farmers, dairy supply chains, and the dairy products consumed daily by households nationwide. Through Brookside, she impacts production standards, employment, and market pricing in the dairy sector. In addition to banking and dairy, Mama Ngina invests heavily in real estate. Her projects include Northland City, a major urban development in Nairobi that combines commercial, residential, and retail spaces. Such large-scale developments transform entire neighborhoods, create thousands of jobs, and attract businesses, effectively reshaping urban dynamics. Her influence also extends to the media. Through her stakes in Media Max Network, which owns television and radio stations, she has a hand in shaping news, entertainment, and public information dissemination across Kenya. This media presence complements her other investments, giving her both economic and cultural influence. What sets Mama Ngina apart is the scale, integration, and impact of her empire. Her dairy operations support rural economies while feeding the nation. Her banking stakes drive financial inclusion and business growth. Her urban developments alter cityscapes and create economic hubs. Her media holdings influence the flow of information and entertainment. Together, these investments position her at the center of Kenya's economic and social fabric. Beyond wealth, Mama Ngina's holdings generate opportunities for thousands of farmers, employees, and entrepreneurs. Her strategic approach demonstrates how large, diversified investments can be both profitable and transformative for society. She has built a model in which business success, economic influence, and social impact are interconnected. And there you have it, the richest women from Kenya. Which one of these females fascinated you the most? Let us know in the comments, and for more such peeks into the lives of the rich, take a look at our channel.